Hey people, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share this really crazy experience that I had the day of December 7th. To preface this, I want to say that this is super out of the ordinary. Nothing like this has ever happened to me, that I'm not lying about anything. I have absolutely zero reason to lie. I'm simply trying to put this experience out there and maybe connect with other people who may have some answers as to what some of these things meant and what was happening to me, or if some similar experiences happened to you, just so I can connect with other people out there. Because honestly, if I shared this story with any other person in my life or anybody in general, I would probably sound like a crazy person. So just want to preface it like that. So background information. So the night of December 6th going into December 7th, I did my first spell ritual. It's right here. It was pretty much like a basic law of attraction spell to attract my twin flame into my life. So the next day I go into work, and it's one of my last days at work, and two of my coworkers, two people that I actually really vibe with the most, like I really, really love these two people's vibes, they invited me out for drinks afterwards. So we went to this bar, and we each had like 2 drinks, and then afterwards we went back to one of my friend's house to smoke. It had been like a week since I had last smoked, so like I guess my tolerance had gotten really low, but like I felt like I was extremely high. We were also watching Rick and Morty, the DMT episode, and I really vibed with that episode. I don't watch Rick and Morty on a regular, but this episode like really had me, like in the beginning I was like, whoa, what in the world's happening? But like I like really started to like understand, and like, but like also as I was watching it, like I just felt like I was getting even higher, like, or like pretty much in like some kind of weird mental like state almost. But anyway, yeah, so we'd watched that episode, and then afterwards I went home, and when I went home, that's when all the craziness started to happen. Also, one thing that I mentioned that I think is super important is that my friend has a snake. It's a little python, a baby little python. I love snakes also, but it's a baby little python, and it was shedding its skin. Yeah, like it had all this dead skin, and it was so cute and so sweet, and I held it for a while. And I think snake and symbolism with that has like something to do, or definitely plays into this experience a little bit. So I'll kind of like share that afterwards, or even maybe make another video about it. I don't know yet, but I just want to get this story out and done with. So when I got home, that's when all the craziness really started to happen. So when I walked into my house, I instantly felt like I was in some kind of weird trance. Like I did not feel like myself. Like I stood in front of my TV, and like everything around me was like glowing. Like the walls were glowing. The like I have a Roku TV, and the little like white sensor thing on the bottom like was making very specific, like it had a very specific shape to it. And I just stood there for a very, very long time. And I guess eventually, like, I sat down. I don't even remember sitting down, but, like, I was still such in this trance that, like, I was just, like, looking all around and, like, kind of just, like, out of myself almost. Like, it wasn't an out-of-body experience. I've had one of those when I've astral projected. It was not one of those. But I don't know where my mind was, or where, like, my actual self was. Sorry. So, yeah, I was sitting on the couch for, like, I don't know how long, but like I felt really like all these crazy vibes going through me. And like by the time like I kind of got back to like snapped back into myself, like I had snapped myself back into myself. Like it wasn't an out of body experience, but I kind of snapped myself back into reality by screaming myself like almost awake. I was like, ah! And like when I screamed, like I looked down, and a mouse was running away from me. So that was honestly like so incredibly scary, but it didn't end there. Like the experience didn't end there. So after that, I was honestly so scared, so creeped out, and I went up to my room, and then I was in, like, instantly another trance. Like, it was so crazy. Like, I lit, because I felt like the experience that I had downstairs could have been contributed to some kind of, like, negative entity or negative energy. I, like, lit this sage that I'd also just bought that day. So how crazy is it that, like, I'd bought sage that day and, like, needed to get rid of this negative energy that I supposed was surrounding me. So I lit the sage that I bought, and then I lit this candle that I have right here. And while like after I lit the sage, I put it into like my little incense holder, and I was watching the smoke, and it was just like spiraling up in this like crazy way that I've never seen it like spiral up. It was like almost like making this like kind of vortex thing, and I was like so focused in on it, and it was completely mesmerizing. Like I was definitely in another trance. And so after that, I think that's when I lit the candle, or I might have lit the candle before that. Yeah, but then I took the candle and put it by my bed, or actually before that, I like took a sip of this water, and then I took my first blue skate liver oil, whatever it's called, one of those capsules, and then I took the candle and went to my bed. So this was the first time I don't know whether I was being whether I was channeling or whether I was talking to a spirit guide. Ooh, sorry, I'm scaring myself right now. I just dropped the book that I had. But yeah, like the candle was flickering in this super crazy manner. I don't even think that I took the candle to my bed yet. I think it was just over here. It was still over here. It was over here, and I was looking at the candle, and it was like flickering in this really crazy way. And then like it would stop when I like asked a question, and like so I kind of like made up this kind of system. I don't know if it meant absolutely anything or what, but like I would ask the question, and if it was like an answer that I thought was confirming, it was like it started flickering really crazy. Like the candle light started flickering really crazy. And then if it was like an answer that was kind of like no, it just stopped completely. Like just did not move whatsoever. And I was asking like really weird questions, like I also felt like I was like being talked to at this time. Like I was like, what's happening right now? Is this like a good or bad thing? And like one of the answers that I kind of like heard in my head, that I don't know whether this was like me making this up for myself or what, but it was like, there is no difference between good or bad. It's just like I don't even know. At this point, like I can't even remember the specifics of it all, and I should have wrote it down after it happened. I did write it down the next day, but yeah, let me just read some of the things that I had. So in the living room, blah, blah, blah. Upstairs, tried to sage the negative energy, felt compelled to so I really felt compelled to light this candle. So it wasn't just like that I had like saged and like I had watched that thing, but I felt compelled to light the candle. So like I felt like I was being like almost controlled in a way, or like that I was in this trance, and like that I needed to do all these things, because mind you, like I never lit any of these candles before. I never had any one of these experiences before, but I like felt compelled like to light the candle, and then to have like a whole conversation with the candle. And I don't know how long I was standing here looking into this candle flame for, but like it honestly felt like eternity. But yeah, so like I communicated with something. I don't know whether it was like source energy, whether it was some other entity, but it was really crazy. It told me to take the liver skate oil. Like, I guess I felt compelled to do that. Yeah, and so the messages I heard, we come to share, this is what I ended up writing down. I don't know whether I wrote this down on that day or not, but this is what I have. We come to share the love and peace and share this message for all through you. We are here because you saw our guidance. And I also wrote this like little note to myself. Energy in the air was very intense. So I'm like a huge energy person. Like I honestly, like even while talking about this right now, like I have like this kind of like that's a kind of weird face to make with it, but like I have this like I'm kind of like almost vibrating at this like really like weird frequency, like where my leg is like shaking uncontrollably a little bit. Oh, okay. So I wrote down that I woke up at 7 a.m. to write this. So like I guess I had went to sleep after all of this happened, and that I wrote it down. But yeah, so honestly, like it was a really crazy experience. I was talking to this candle. I really wish that I'd written down all the things that it was saying to me, or all the questions that I was asking in its responses, because it wasn't just like giving me information. It was kind of like me asking questions and like getting confirmation from the candle, like yes, no, like different, or like even having different words like come into my brain that I like don't think I was necessarily in control of. However, I was honestly like kind of taken aback and almost like and like pretty much borderline scared about this entire experience. So yeah, and that goes back to this whole like to the whole snake symbolism thing. So let me turn to my page about that, because afterwards I looked up like some of the different symbolisms with snakes and whatnot. oh, it's not in this book, but basically what I found out was that like in some cultures, like snakes are like a symbolism of divinity, and in some cultures snakes are like a symbol of evil. And I really felt like that kind of like reflected into the messages that I was like getting or like questioning, because I was like so scared that I just wanted to know like whether this was a good thing or a bad thing that was happening to me. And it was like telling me like that there is no like good or bad, or like there's no difference, it just is. And that like that if I wanted this to happen, like that it was going to happen. And also the fact that the my friend Snake was shedding its skin, kind of like some information that I got from that was that this whole experience was like a rebirthing experience for me. That like from that point forward, December 7th, it's now like December 13th because yesterday was December 12th. That like from that point forward, my life is going to be moving and changing in some very interesting directions, and that I'm really like here as an experiment. Like I'm here to just like try to reach my higher self and to share that experience with you guys. I'm not lying. I'm one of those people. I'm not like trying to share like this is what you have to do step by step. I'm literally just trying to share my experiences as an example of like how spirituality can change your life. Whew, that was a mouthful, honestly. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. If anything similar has happened to you, if you have any answers about like what any of those things meant, any of the messages, any of the symbolism of the snake, the fact that I had smoked and drank that night, I don't know. But please let me know. Yeah, thanks for watching. There's so much more to come. Please stay tuned. I have so many things that like I need to record and talk about. So yeah, there's a lot to come. Thanks, guys. Bye.